Hey guys, my name is Doug with Infotainment.com. Today we're here in the 2013 to current Ram truck. Today we're going to show you how easy it is to go from the RA1 or RA2 small screen all the way up to the RA3 or RA4 8.4 inch premium system. The installation is very easy. You'll just need a Phillips head screwdriver, a Torx T20, or a 9/32 bit here, which will allow you to take out some of the screws. Today we're in a Ram truck. It has the 7-speed AC fan speed. So what we want to do is, this particular install video will be for those who have the 7-speed. Check our YouTube page or our website for instructions or a video if you have the 4-speed fan. But in this particular scenario, this vehicle already has an RA2, which is a touchscreen system. If you have an RA1, we can upgrade you to this system, which is backup camera compatible. Obviously, it has the built-in Bluetooth and things like that. So check with us if you want to upgrade to this. But as I mentioned, today we're going to upgrade to the nice big 8.4 inch screen. So let's get started. All right, the first thing we're going to want to do is shut the vehicle off. It is recommended to disconnect the negative battery terminal as well before starting the installation. But in this case, we're just going to go ahead and get started. You're going to have 2 Torx T20 screws in this little cubby up here. Just remove this. Some of you may also have another screw in this little cubby here. This particular vehicle does not. So all we have to do now is just pull the bezel, which is just held in with retaining clips, pull it away from the radio, and disconnect the connectors that are plugged into it. Once we remove this whole center stack, what we're going to want to do is remove the 13 screws that hold in the inner bezel, this part, and we're going to install our included bezel in the exact same location. What we're going to do now is remove the 13 screws that hold on the inner bezel. We're going to retain those screws, set them off to the side. Can you get this here? Is it good? What we're going to do now is remove the old bezel, the inner bezel, and we're going to slide in the replacement like so, and then reinstall the 13 screws. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to install the included climate control module and the associated wiring harness. All plug and play, and it easily installs right here on the right side of the dash. In order to gain access to that, we're going to use a trim pry tool stick or a flathead screwdriver to just pop this out. Then we're going to lower our glove box and remove that so we can run the wiring to it. So as I mentioned, it's real easy. We're just going to put the trim tool in and pop this little part out. It's just held in with retaining clips. So we'll set that aside. And then what we're going to want to do is remove the lower glove box here. Pull it down. There's going to be a little thing here that's going to allow the glove box to come down slow. We're just going to want to push that in and pull it out. Then you push in the tabs on the side and the lower glove box easily comes out. Then what we're going to want to do is we want to install the climate control module right here on these two screw holes. This comes from the factory that way, so this just slides in. Once the screws are in, you could simply just slide the module into place and then use your Phillips head screwdriver to tighten it. Now we're going to install the little harness here. This is the 7-speed truck, so we're not going to use this little Molex connector, but we will use this. This is the connector that'll plug into the side of the climate control module. So just route it behind. You'll hear it snap into place. Then what we're going to do is take the other end of the harness and route it to where your climate controls are. That's attached to the bezel. Whenever you're routing the cable, you can use zip ties or whatnot to secure it to the other wiring that's up here. But in this case, I'll go ahead and just feed this through. Pull all the slack, like I mentioned, use some zip ties to secure it up here. We can now reinstall our glove box and our right side dash panel. Okay, now that the wiring has been run, we're simply going to connect these two cables together. Now, our new plug will be this one here, which will fit into our newly installed bezel that we did previously. So now what we're going to want to do is remove the 4 9/32 screws. 7mm socket also works. When you slide this down, you're going to notice a series of connectors. The yellow one is going to be for your satellite radio and or GPS antenna. The other white one's going to be your AM/FM radio. This is going to be for your remote USB hub. And then this is your main radio connector. You push in the end here and then slide it up and it just comes out of the radio. Now what we're going to do is we're going to install the RA4 radio in this particular video using all the same connectors. You'll also get a 911 assist override connector. This just plugs into the purple port and stays like that. We're going to use the exact same connectors. Make sure this tab is up and then slide, it'll lock into place. We're going to plug in all the other connectors. And we can slide it into place. and then install it using the same 4 screws. Now that everything's screwed into place, we can install our new bezel. Simply plug in all the existing connectors that you previously removed. Your new connector, which will be new, will go into the new bezel. We can take the screen cover off the screen at this point. Then we snap the new bezel into place. We're going to reinstall the 2 screws that we removed in the beginning. Now we have the nice factory fit and finish bezel. Okay, now that we have the radio dash bezel all buttoned back into place, all of our screws are put back in, we can go ahead and start the vehicle and try it out. You notice it is prompting for an anti-theft code screen. Included with our radios are the anti-theft code. We'll go ahead and enter that in now. What it's going to do now is it's going to reboot itself, and this takes approximately 30 seconds. You're good. Now the radio is ready for use. You'll notice on the radio soft key here, you'll have your AM radio, FM, you'll also notice HD radio. The RA4 does have HD radio, whereas the RA3 does not. Sirius XM. The media soft key will allow you to use Bluetooth streaming audio, your aux input, and your USB input through your media hub. Uconnect Manager, you can go into settings, travel link features. Good. One thing I wanted to point out real quick is the Sirius travel link feature. This is specific to the RA4 radios, which is pretty neat. It gives you local fuel prices, movie listings, sports scores, weather, and weather map, as well as Sirius XM traffic. Now these are all subscription based through Sirius XM. You give them the ID here and you can subscribe to those features. But I just wanted to show you, just because it's specific to the RA4, a little bit about it. So it gives you local fuel prices in the area, and let's just say you find one that you like, you select it and say go now. It'll actually take you right to that location for the cheapest gas. Movie listings, same concept. It looks for movie theaters, and it actually tells you what times and what movies are playing. Sports scores, the same thing. Weather is pretty neat. It tells you your local weather. It actually gives you your forecasts. Up north, it'll give you ski info, stuff like that, which is neat. Weather map will actually tell you alerts. You'll get a pop-up on the display that'll tell you a snowstorm is coming or tornado watch or whatever, which is pretty neat. And then lastly, the Sirius XM traffic will let you know if there's any congestion or whatnot in what areas, and then on the map display it'll actually show you green, yellow, or red stripes next to the road to let you know how congested the traffic is. Your apps feature here allows you to drag and drop whatever app you want and load it down to the home screen for easy use. One of the best things about this upgrade is you're going to retain factory climate controls. So as you can see, you could do it not only through the manual controls there, but you can also do it on screen as well. The same thing with your temperature, what zone you want it on. Everything is controlled through not only the touchscreen but the manual controls. Navigation, as I mentioned, this is the RA4 radio with navigation. This has 3D landmarks and maps, which is a really slick system. It has all the traditional features that a nav system has: your address, points of interest. You can store your home address and recently used addresses. You notice it pinpointed our location automatically. Then you have the phone feature here. You can pair it whenever you install it. You can pair it by selecting yes there, or you can go in through the settings menu, paired phones, and then add a device here. So here at Infotainment.com, not only do we do these radio upgrades, we also do backup cameras, plug and play. For the Ram trucks, we just introduced a cargo camera upgrade, front cameras, a remote CD player that you can put in your truck, which a lot of people seem to like, steering wheel controls for your audio, you name it. Come check us out at Infotainment.com. Thanks for watching, guys.